What it do, my lovely baby boos? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hidden Truth Tarot, and we are gonna get back at it with another celebrity reading. This will be for Brooklyn Frost and Terrence Brown. Okay. So we're going to be tapping into their energy, getting a kind of in-depth energy on what the relationship, what's going on, the energy between them, how they feel, and get a overall, just a stance of where they stand with each other currently, and just get some tea. If you guys enjoy celebrity tarot readings, zodiac side channel messages, pick your card readings, and anything else tarot related, be sure to hit that subscribe button and show some motherfucking love. You guys can also comment down some feedback or even some celebrities you would like me to message or channel messages from or read on. So let's get right into the energy. Let's get right into this reading. Alright, so let's get into the energy collective and see what Spirit has. Alrighty, so thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, and Ancestors for your wisdom, your guidance, your energy, and your assistance. Can you please help me tap in from the most higher source of love and light and the most honest truth to be able to share with the collective all the honest and truthful messages that we are going to be channeling for Brooklyn Frost and Terrence Brown. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start off with the first question. How are they currently feeling about one another? Alright, so how are they feeling about each other, Spirit? On the left side, we'll pull for Brooklyn. The right side will be Terrence. And the energy in the middle will be where they are meeting in the middle. So where they're in the same energy. Alright, let's get right in. Two things. Can we get a card for Brooklyn, Spirit Guides, Angels, and Ancestors? Can we get a card for Brooklyn? Card for Brooklyn, Spirit. We do have the Hermit card. She's been thinking about it a lot. How about Terrence Brown? Can we get a card for Terrence Brown? Can we get a card for Terrence Brown, Spirit? The Eight of Swords. Oh, okay. And where are they meeting in the middle? Where are they meeting in the middle? The High Priestess. Very interesting energy coming for the two of them. Okay, guys, let me just fix my tripod because I don't know why. Something is definitely falling apart, or something has happened between the two of them, because it feels like they both have gained some type of clarity or awareness, and it's coming in different ways. It's coming in two different ways when it comes to energy, because my throat chakra wants to get clogged up. So it's like, I don't know if they're necessarily communicating honestly with each other. It feels like there is, like, I feel like there's energy that's been exposed, but also it's like maybe I'm keeping my hand to myself, or we had the conversation and I didn't get the answers I needed, so I could still be in the dark in some type of way. Because Brooklyn's energy, she's coming up with the Hermit with him. She feels like he kind of holds secrets, or there's something about him that has been kind of feeling off that she's recently has come to light. All right, so the Hermit card is like gaining knowledge. I definitely feel like there has been things that maybe Brooklyn has heard about Terrence, and fears that she has even, I wouldn't necessarily say talked about, but has presented for it in the energy. Like I always like to say, guys, energy is always going to speak for itself. So if someone's uncomfortable, even though they want to act confident, their uncomfortability is always going to show. So there's something like that. So it feels like to me that she feels like she hopped into an energy without having it all figured out, just for maybe some type of storyline to repeat itself in some type of way. She feels like she's learning a lesson when it comes to him. And it's eye-opening, because it's like making her realize a cycle that she has already kind of already been through, or an energy that she's already sat in. Now, with the Hermit card also too, it's like whatever's going on between them currently, there has been truth. Okay, there are things coming to the light, or something that she got shown that she is not getting over anytime soon. So these two may still be in communication. These two may still be talking. But I still see Brooklyn holding on to something that she feels like she found out. Okay. And she's also doing a lot of inner work, looking at herself and how she got here. Feels like she does have accountability about that. Alright, so the Eight of Swords is Terrence energy. He is very avoidant and he's playing the victim card in a lot of energies, right? He kind of thinks that Brooklyn can be a little bit too much, right? So this is someone that, like, what I'm kind of getting, how Terrence feels about Brooklyn is that she plays the role pretending like she's something that she's not. Like, she's not perfect, right? So she may come off confident, collective, but she has insecurities. She might come off an easygoing girl, but she can be controlling. So he feels like this dynamic was already unbalanced from the get-go, but there was an energy of like, I don't know, like when you see a pretty girl, you want to be around a pretty girl. When you see a situation, you want to hop on the opportunity, and I feel like that's how Terrence Brown felt like, or at least felt for, when it comes to Brooklyn Frost's energy. Like, I see the opportunity, I'm going to take the advantage, but I don't see her necessarily sitting in the energy of commitment or looking to do that. This was just someone hopping on a prize moment. Now he's sitting in the energy kind of feeling stuck because I do feel like she's a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie, collective, allegedly for entertainment purposes. Like, she sits in the energy of someone who will wild out, someone who will yell at you, someone who will like go through your phone, especially if she feels the need to. I know that cannot always be the healthiest, but she presents herself in other ways, even though in, like, if we could see her personally, I don't think she's that, I don't know, I'm not saying she's a bad person because I think we've all been here, we've all been to Brooklyn, but it feels like to me, it's like you guys don't see the real her. I'm not saying he's perfect because it feels like he's trying to avoid from some type of energy he feels caught up in. You know, their feelings just feel kind of exposed within each other. It's like she feels like he sees him, and it's like your secrets are what you avoid. And then he feels like, oh, well, you're not also innocent either. So I feel trapped with you. You knew what this was. Because I don't know. I feel like I don't know if they were on the same page when they got into this relationship. And I think this is why their emotions are sitting like this. Because the high priestess is like, I'm still trying to figure it out. There are still secrets. There are still things happening that has yet to come to the light. And they're both kind of sitting in that middle energy, right? I do believe with the Hermit card that Brooklyn has come into some epiphanies, or at least something has exposed itself about him. And it's got her thinking. It's got her really thinking. Especially if it's like, for example, because we will get into those other deeper questions like cheating and infidelity, but like it feels like something was shown to her, revealed to her in some way, and she's like looking at like, how did I get here? Maybe I should have slowed down, maybe I should have done this. But you know, when it's like the feeling of love, it's like you want to give it a shot. And I also feel like the Hermit card is saying to me that she jumped into this because she was feeling alone, she was feeling a little bit isolated and left out, and why not be around something that makes her feel good, right? Well, as you see here, collective, it feels like she's repeating a cycle in some type of way, or she's just feeling kind of played, because, you know, his energy is coming up with the Eight of Swords, but he's making her sound a lot more dramaful, even though there are stuff here, and they both know it. They both know it. Okay, so you guys could be seeing tension. Maybe there could be storylines or energy about tensions or rumors going on. There's truth to those rumors, collective, okay? Especially currently, because our emotions don't feel the most lovey-dovey, but it feels like the most of like, I'm seeing you, and I'm hurt that this is the way it's ending up. Can we get a clarification for this Hermit card? The Nine of Swords. See, she's in her head about it. See, in my throat chakra, I feel like one and both of them are not sitting in their truth, but it feels to me that Brooklyn Frost feels embarrassed. That's the energy I get when it comes to her and Terrence Brown. Like, I feel like she feels like she gave this a shot just to feel like embarrassed. So And you got to keep in mind, I don't think she was necessarily trying to shit on anybody. I think this is, like I said, her trying to move on and find inner peace in her own love life and stability within herself. But I really feel like this relationship only opened up the insecurities that she does sit in, the nightmares, the fears that she does sit in. And it does stem from self-worth. I want to say that. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all can sit in this energy of thinking that we're stable and confident. But there are things that trigger us. There are things that are bothering us, right? She's thinking about all these things, and how this man has got her up in her head. Because remember, he's coming up as the Eight of Swords to kind of relax. Like, I'm the victim of circumstance. You're making it more, you're crazy. And she's like, I'm not crazy. I've been here. I've done this before. You know, you think that I wouldn't pattern recognize. It's almost like someone who wants to play like you're naive because you're pretty, and you're like, I may be pretty, but I'm not stupid. Or I may be handsome, but I'm not dumb. Clarification with this Eight of Swords. The Nine of Cups. You see, Terrence Brown's energy feels like Brooklyn's being very overreactive because, like I said, there is an energy of wish fulfillment here. So I don't know if that's just basketball ego or whatever sport he does, as in like, you know, you got something, we had a good time, you knew what this was, because the Nine of Cups is not only wish fulfillment, but it's my cake and eat it too. So, you know, this can be someone who can be inflexible, especially if they're getting everything that they want. But also at the same time, I'm almost feeling Terrence Brown sitting in this energy of looking at Brooklyn of like, you want to act like a wish fulfillment. You want to act like everybody, like a thing that everybody wants. But I knew what I was setting up. I knew the opportunity that I was getting when I decided to come into your energy. You're nothing special. And allegedly collective. I know that sounds harsh and I know it sounds blunt, but I want to be honest. It's almost like feeling like, I feel like Terrence Brown looks at Brooklyn Frost kind of just like another girl, like just another girl that he has kind of fucked around with. That's why he feels like her energies and how she's perceiving it and him, she's taking it too personal, and her feelings may be valid. But you see how you can be unaligned in two different energies, black and white, and then you come into connection, and you see how much that can really teach you some stuff because you think you're in a line, you think this is what you want and it's for you, and blase, blase, blase. Because the Nine of Cups is telling me I do see that he was strong. He came on strong in the beginning of this connection. Flowers, compliments. He might even did a lot of gift giving. As truth is being revealed to them behind the scenes here, and they're energetically getting an understanding of who each other is, all their energy's changing. I just want to say that. And I'm not saying like Terrence Brown is a bad person either, guys, collective. It's just his energy just feels like someone that's like, I don't have to deal with this. I can have anybody I want. Nine of Cups. Alright, can we get a clarification with this High Priestess? Two of Cups. So, this is the exchange of energy of what I literally just talked about, of what we perceive to be balance. Two people who are coming in separate energies, black and white, right? Coming into alignment and thinking this was really going to work. And this is why she's sitting in the energy she's thinking. Because she wasn't in alignment when she walked into this. She wasn't seeing clearly, thinking clearly when she walked into this, right? And he obviously too, like, you know, Spirit is saying that you're going to go through what you believe you need to go through. So in his energy, he's not looking at himself as a bad guy, because this is not the first time he's courted a woman, wanted to date a woman, but maybe not necessarily has been committed or treated her right, or whatever the case might be, allegedly, because he's playing out a cycle too. Now he's coming in. They had a strong bond, something that could have been cool and break, and now it's shifting because the High Priestess. I'm starting to get information, and they both are. I want to say, as they're both coming up in this energy, we're both getting information about each other. We're both seeing things about each other that's like, okay. So their energy feels very rocky between one another. I don't know if they're necessarily broken up. Like I said, we'll get into that as we go further along in these questions, collective. But this is not a stable relationship. This is not a healthy relationship. This is not a aligned connection. And it feels like both of them know that, or is coming to the realization of that. Alright, we're gonna get some more clarification. We're gonna pull from the emotional. Spirit, can we get a card for Brooklyn Frost? Can we get a card for Brooklyn? Okay, wow. Okay, so how is she feeling about Terrence Brown? Guilt. And didn't I say that early? Collective confirmation. Embarrassed. In the wrong. Something happened. Divine feminine. And this is her sitting in those, tapped in. She obviously intuitively could have gotten something was shown to her. Divine feminine is the energy of, just being a good person, or at least trying to, right? Or there could be an energy of a divine feminine interfering in this connection. Another female that takes presence. Alright, take that resonates. This is all alleged for entertainment purposes, but didn't I say, collective, she feels embarrassed. She feels like this man played her. But she feels dumb as well because she gave too much power away to a situation where she wasn't thinking clearly either. Can we get a clarification for Terrence Brown's energy spirit? And look at him. He's not happy. He's like, I don't like you too, girl. I ain't happy with you either. I don't know why I get this energy of this man could be a little bit sassy. Look at this side hustle. Do you know what it is? He has side hustles. He got side adventures. That's what I mean about that 9 of Cups energy collective of like having your cake and eat it too. It's like clearly one of his side hustles or something on the side got caught up. And he's looking at Brooklyn being like, also too, like, the side hustles are the things that we do for opportunity. This is what I keep on looking, like, kind of feeling like Terrence kind of looks at Brooklyn as like one of those other girls. Like, he wasn't looking to invest, and he's even currently feeling like this now. Like, he wasn't really looking for a serious relationship. Like, I wanted to carry this on through. It's just like when you make a play in basketball, you got to strategize to make a perfect play. I don't know why I feel like he's like putting the same energy into his love life, like the same thing that you would do in basketball as strategy wise, allegedly. But he's not happy either. Okay. All right. Okay. Can we get a confirmation of where they're meeting in the middle, Spirit? What's the energy in the middle? What's the energy in the middle? Massive regret. They're both sitting in massive regret. And jackass. Okay, this is like when you like are in something, you're like, why am I here? And it's like you're trying to figure out how to get out of it, but also at the same time, it's like, fuck it. Like, this is what this energy is. And they're both sitting in this currently. That's what I'm saying. Their energy feels, feelings-wise, exactly, confirmation, feels very complicated. It doesn't feel like there's a clean break here. It feels like they could still be dealing with each other, but there is an energy of like, what the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck? Okay, collective. Alright, so that's how they're currently feeling about each other. Let's pull a spread and see if they are currently dating or what the fuck's going on with that. Let's see if these two are currently still dating. Alright, Spirit, are these two currently still dating? Are these two currently still dating? 4 of Swords. They could be taking a break. 9 of Cups. Okay, so I do feel like they are still talking. Like, there are still nice, or there are... I don't know, Brooklyn. I don't know if this is your energy, still being cordial and nice and sweet. I mean, I think this is what I mean about that boundary energy of like, girl. But whatever the case may be, hey, we're all human, right? So no judgment. But I do feel like they are still in each other's energy. The 4 of Swords is like taking a break, right? Like, I need to figure out how I feel, especially if things are coming to the surface. Because the 9 of Cups is saying they're like the energy's moody. I go back and forth. I do feel a little bit fucking hurt, it's like of something that could have or did transpire between the two of them. The Empress is like, I'm still trying to hold hope though, right? So it's like, one, I announced this. I think this is Brooklyn's energy. I announced this relationship, right? I brought this to the public. I don't want to make myself even more embarrassed. So if we could close this behind the scene privately, that'd be great. That could be another thing as well. Or, you know, let's play devil's advocate collective. This is her energy of like keeping hope in the situation. Because remember, she came into this thinking that this could be something, you know what I mean? So when someone is playing in your face and still trying to convince you that, oh no, it's like this can work, sometimes you really believe it can work, even though it's like you know better. That's what this energy feels like. Three of Wands, okay. Yeah, the Six of Wands, okay. So this is the thing. I feel like this is an energy where they are going to kind of deal with each other. I feel that, but I do feel like it's going to lead to a slow burnout. I don't really see this energy lasting. There's something about image here. It's like I feel like this is Brooklyn's energy, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. It's like she doesn't want to be viewed a certain way, especially it's like with all the other stuff that's going on. It's like, I wouldn't say, guys, she's thinking about Lala and Cinco, but there is something about their energy that's popping up here with the Three of Wands of like, I don't want to look even more stupider than I've already looked. Like, I see her sitting in a room and talking to someone and being like, I already look stupid. My ex is having a baby. I get in a relationship. He cheats and now I'm here. I can't look even more stupider. Like, I see her kind of taking advantage of this energy, even if it doesn't mean that it leads to her having a happily ever after. Yeah, the Magician card, right? I'm going to take advantage of the tools and manifest it in my way, even if the outcome is not what I want. So these two are still in communication. It feels like they could be on a break. I do feel like they will still deal with each other. I do feel like I said, this is going to be like a slow burnout. I don't see it lasting. But yes, guys, they are still currently in communication. They are currently talking. Eight of Swords. But someone will eventually release themselves, and they eventually will, the situation, the dynamic, the connection will eventually fizzle itself out, right? Like you'll start to not see these two together. Alright, let's get some more clarification. I'm going to pull from this deck. So let's get some more clarification. I'm just pulling from this deck. Be sure to like, guys, comment, subscribe if you guys are enjoying the reading. Wow, so daydream. So that's that Four of Swords, right? Delusions, head in the clouds, hopeless dream. Someone still thinks this can work, even though it's like, I don't trust your ass, or someone is like not listening to their intuition here. We also have paranoid, so it says cautious, insecure, and guarded. So I do feel like this is both of them. They're both on guard with each other currently. Yeah, I'm telling you. We also have sipping. It says gossip, rumors, and nosy. So that's exactly that Three of Wands and that Six of Wands energy of, I don't want to make myself even more embarrassed. I don't want people to know even more. I look pathetic kind of energy. Someone here feels pathetic. Look at that karma. And that's why I said I don't want to say this is about Jason and Lala, but there's an energy about all of that coming and adding into the equation here with the third parties, haters, and lesson learned. Okay, someone is learning their lesson, or was going to. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, they may be together now, but this will slowly fizzle out. Yeah, missing you, let's talk, and reunion, and puzzled. And I want to say that Terrence Brown obviously still has her confused, or there's an energy of like still being confused here, right? I mentioned that with the Empress of like hoping for the best, seeing the bigger picture, or using the tools that are being presented to me and try to turning them in my favor. All right, for sure. Someone is trying to also deflect something, and it's like, especially if someone did get caught up or trying to twist the situation, maybe even flip it, allegedly. Yeah, nightlife. And it has to do with something that someone did. It says nightlife. It says striptease, gamble, and it says Vegas. So someone's taking a risk somewhere. And I mentioned earlier, guys, that this energy is toxic. They're not on the best page right now. Drama, arguments. And it says incompatible. Brings us back to that in alignment energy we mentioned earlier. Alright, collective, so let's get into the next question. We're going to see if Terrence Brown cheated on Brooklyn. Terrence Brown cheat on Brooklyn Spirit? Terrence Brown cheat on. That's funny. I'm shuffling my deck and I'm hearing spirits say he wouldn't call it cheating. So whatever that means. Did Terrence Brown cheat on Brooklyn for us? The moon card. To be honest, guys, intuitively, I feel like yes. But like I said, the way that he will justify this energy, or at least paint the energy here, is that it's not cheating. Like, it's not what you think. The King of Swords, right? So this is the type of person, and this, you gotta be careful with people like this, is like they will still lie to you even if you have the proof. Like, I feel like Brooklyn has some type of proof over his energy, or there's something that was shown or something that got exposed here, and he's really trying to still play the role of I'm innocent, or I'm fine, or it's not what you think, or even using wisdom and discipline to spin it against her, right? Feed into her own fears and insecurities. Yeah, King of Cups, okay? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, and we also have the Temperance. But also, too, I feel like as well, what he also, like, this is fucked up, guys. That's why you, I don't know if Brooklyn shared information about her past relationships with him, or they had a deep conversation, or maybe this is things that he's just accumulated here as the King of Swords. There's an energy of him using her past against her. Like, I know you're not innocent either, the King of Cups. You want to sit here and give out energy to me when I know this about you. Nine of Pentacles, and when it comes to relationships, and they're not current ones, they're past ones. Temperance, right? I know you're not necessarily innocent either, right? And you got to keep in mind that may or may not be true, allegedly, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like Brooklyn Frost still tried, and he's just using this as an excuse because he has multiple options, right? She's looking at him being like, why did you court me? Why did you allow me to say yes to be your girlfriend if you knew you wanted other people or other energies? And he's that's like, well, why would you allow me to do all these things when you're still not over blah 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 blah? Do you see how that works, collective? Yeah, Nine of Cups and the Star card. Alright, so this is how he confuses her energy, because he really does present the energy of it not looking or being presented the way she feels, or the way it could have been shown to her. The Nine of Swords, alright? This is someone who's very good with their words, knows how to talk over energy. Like I said, you gotta be careful like this, people like this, because this is what I mean about that sassy energy, because it feels like he knows how to talk over people or present his point to seem fair, logical, or even honest, even though it's not. We also have the Seven of Wands. And that's going to make you challenge your belief, right? It's going to make you challenge where you stand. But this man is very defensive. Very, very defensive. Okay? It's like, at the end of the day, you can't deny proof. You can't deny evidence. So it's you know, it feels like they're both kind of being mirrors to each other, because he feels like she does the same thing. Alright, let's pull from this deck again. I want to pull again. We're going to pull from this deck. Did Terrence Brown cheat on Brooklyn Frost? I don't know. This man feels very, what I want to say, controlling. I feel like he can be sassy. I feel like he's very strategic. I also feel like he knows how to, I don't want to say like manipulate energy, but he knows how to run things in his favor, and I don't think he necessarily feels bad either. Like, his empathy feels very low. Alright, can we get clarification on this energy, spirit? Did Terrence Brown cheat on Brooklyn Frost? Okay, guys. Well, allegedly for entertainment purposes, he could have gave her an STD. That's how she found out. the Death card. This is what could be ending this connection. And this is why, another reason why she doesn't want to be embarrassed, because the reason why they are falling out is because of something like that. Yeah, look at that accident. Caution, danger. Sweet dreams. It is in reverse, so like what they thought was going to be a sweet dream was not. Okay, ended up being a nightmare. Stubborn, someone's, like I said, this is someone, like I said, would make you or perceive the energy of it not being what you think it is. They will. Didn't I say this man's very strategic too? Confirmation. So yes, guys, I really do think he did. Calm. And this man knows how to play his role for calm and control energy. Very controlling energy. Persuasion. That couldn't be me. There's no way. I don't care the proof that you have. I don't care who showed you. Yeah, so we do have gain, memory, and we also have adventure in reverse. So someone took a risk that didn't pay off, and that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, she could have caught something, or literally something happened, right? It could even be her energy being drained, and that's what's picking up on, you know, deception. Memory is saying that someone is playing off on memory, and this is what I mean about throwing your past back in your face to deflect off of the energy, right? Because what Terrence allegedly wants to throw at Brooklyn is like they're both gaining something out of this energy, right? So readiness, right? But someone did something indulgently for sure. For sure. Apology. And they're not sorry about it, but they also want someone to stop crying about it. That's what I'm kind of getting spirit. I'm hearing spirit say. Like, I'm not sorry, but I also want you to stop crying about it. Yeah, look at that, okay? Okay, I did it. But I'm not going to tell you that, but you already know I did it. Like, oh, goodness gracious. Alright, y'all, so yeah, I do think Terrence Brown did cheat on Brooklyn Frost, allegedly for entertainment purposes. Alright, guys, so let's get into the very last question. We are going to get an outcome for these two. Pull some tarot, get an outcome, and also get an advice card. See what's going on. What's going to be the outcome between the two of them? So guys, angels and ancestors, what will be the outcome between the two of them? What will be the outcome between Brooklyn Frost and Terrence Brown? The Seven of Cups. The King of Cups. Okay, so I feel like you're going to see this energy like I wanted to mention earlier, like slowly fizzle out. The Seven of Cups is like creating illusion. So you guys might hear more rumors about the two. There is things that like I'm hearing stories being presented out, but I do feel like it's kind of here to distract you, collective, so watch out for that, because the King of Cups is the energy that's happening behind the scenes. They're trying to keep it composed, contained, and in their circle, if you will, right? The King of Cups is keeping all this energy with him. Alright, so I do feel like they could end cordially, even though there is some control here. You might even see them being together or being in each other's energy, but I don't know if it's going to be romantic all the time, or it's just this energy of pretending. The Six of Pentacles, it's like I'm going to scratch your back, you scratch mine for now, even though we have a common understanding. Okay. The Lover's card is this upright in reverse. Yeah, someone's making a choice to separate themselves. Like, I really do feel that's going to be the energy, right? They might try to make it work, but the ultimate outcome is someone choosing to set themselves free out of this energy. Could be Terrence Brown, could be Brooklyn, could be both of them. The Page of Cups. There's someone else here on Page of Cups. Someone's already focused on someone new, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, even if someone has to pretend, like if this is Terrence Brown's energy, allegedly, like he's like, I'll pretend and do whatever you need to do, but I'm going this way. Because I see someone new in someone's energy, and Brooklyn could just be looking at this of like trying to present that, you know, the Page of Cups is like trying to present like everything's okay, even though if it's not okay. So yeah, the Emperor trying to control the narrative. This is a very controlling man. I feel like as well that even though they may not be together, or they may break up. There is an energy of them still communicating, or her like still having some words with him behind the scenes. The Five of Swords. They might not be the nicest words, I want to say, collective. It feels like he's very petty, or there's the energy of pettiness between them. So yeah, judgment's being called. Yep. So like I said, collective, I feel like this connection's afraid of judgment, and that could be more on Brooklyn's side. There is judgment being placed about this connection, and there is things already changing. So just watch out, pay attention, use discernment, because I do feel like there could be distractions moving forward to kind of take you off what's really going on between the two of these two, right? You guys may intuitively have your own judgment and perception about the energy. Trust that, because I get this energy of judgment image being a real big thing for this connection. Okay, so let's get an advice card we're going to pull from this deck. An outcome advice card. Okay, so we have the sickle. It did come upright, so we'll read from the upright version. This is what this connection can expect advice-wise. So it says planning, it says preparation, and it also says repair. And the sickle does says finality, and it says a deep breath. So I do see here an inevitable, like something just inevitable happening between the two of them. An ending that's going to lead into a pause for one person, but a new beginning for someone else. So the card says, you've done it. This card represents finalities and ending. All your hard work has to come to fruition, and now it's time to reap the rewards. The sickle is the tool for harvesting, a link between your body and the bounty you have worked for. It says, through your own expansion. It says, your harvest is gathered, your loose ends tied off, and you can draw a deep breath, knowing that you earned every moment of this. Enjoy, and just around the corner, the next quick inspiration awaits. So that's exactly what this connection feels like. It really brings me back to that magician energy of like, you know, this connection might not be what they want. This energy is toxic and may not be the most aligned, but I do feel like they could use each other just to, for whatever reasons, because it could be different for the both of them. But it will be an ending, right? So this ending is going to lead to a new beginning for one of them, or even for the both of them, but also it's going to leave an energy of to really reflect of how, like, I don't know, it's going to leave someone to really kind of be shocked in their own energy of like, how did I get here? And I don't really feel that being Terrence Brown's energy. Maybe this could be this Brooklyn's energy, who knows, allegedly. But yes, guys, this is the energy I'm getting. Like, this chapter will slowly close out, even if we don't see it happen. So that's why I say use your discernment. But this is going to be the end of this reading. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it resonated, and I hope to catch you in a future reading. Please don't forget to hit that like, comment some feedback, or subjects you would like me to channel or read on, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you later.